Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Destiny and we are back. This time we are doing another 2026 planner setup. I am so excited. First things first, this cover is a B6 sized cover from Ara Estelle. I bought this a couple years ago, so I don't know if they still have this baby blue and this like scalloped situation. But as you can see, this is another new planner. This is the B6 Weekly Duo Planner by Just Scribble. I am so excited. I have never used her brand of planner before. One thing that I am struggling with a little bit is these stickers on this cover. So the actual material of this cover, I have no idea like what it is, but it's very, very soft, almost like fabric. And the stickers have not been wanting to stick. That's why I've been taking so long to get this video out to you, because it's literally been under a stack of my Bibles in hopes that it'll stick down. So far, I think everything except for this seal has been stuck. I've been like messing around in here, and this sticker is still like shifting back and forth. It is not stuck to the planner, but it's sticking to the plastic cover that I have on it. So, which this is a B6 full year cover from Sterling Ink. It does fit on the Just Scribble Weekly Duo. But yeah, this seal does not want to stick. Everything else, all of these other vinyl stickers, I think, knock on wood somewhere, I hope that they're completely stuck down, but yeah, this one here we're still struggling with. I'm going to open my Dr. Pepper. I would die for Dr. Pepper, okay? Anything Dr. Pepper. I prefer cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper, but a strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper hates to see me coming too. So I'm going to open that up for some hydration, because I've already had 2 cups of coffee today, and I'm trying not to go for a third, even though I could use one. And it is later in the day than normal. It is 3:43. By the way, it's November 28th, so it's Black Friday day today. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I just choked on my spit. Okay. Anyways, at 2 p.m., Helen had her Black Friday sale, and I have not, for financial reasons, been able to buy from Helen in almost a year now, and I had to cancel my subscription after Q1, which breaks my heart, because the Q3 subscription, the like cozy living room aesthetic with like the washi and stuff, oh my gosh, I want it so bad, but yeah, I had to pull back for financial reasons. So, but anyways, I was at a point where I could participate for the first time in, like I said, almost a year. So I'm so excited, so blessed, so grateful. So I got my Black Friday sale in, or my Black Friday order in. I'm very excited for that to arrive. And then I asked my husband for a gift card from TCMC as well. But anyways, oh my goodness, heavens, that is not what we're here for. Okay, I hope that you guys have been well. We are going to set up my weekly duo planner. So if you guys need some ideas, inspiration, if you also got the weekly duo and you don't know how you're going to use the duplicate weeks, allow me to be of inspiration, or maybe just get your mind turning on the possibilities. So what I am going to use for it, well, first of all, initially what I was going to do, because you get a weekly, 2 weekly layouts a week, initially what I was planning on doing was using this as my faith planner. And the horizontal layout I was going to use for the faith challenges that I create and then put on my Etsy shop. I have a playlist here on YouTube called the 75 Holy and Called Challenge, and like stuff like that, my Etsy challenges that are faith and fitness, I was going to use on this page, so I could track the daily habits, my scripture reading, my workouts that I was doing. This is what I was going to use this page for. And then this page I was going to use for my daily devotional that I also created, 366-day devotional. And I was probably going to turn it horizontally, and I was just going to journal, because in the yearly devotional that I created, it has a devotional reading, a prayer, and then like a reflection prompt, as well as a couple of other things. And so I was going to be answering the reflection prompt on this vertical, but I was going to turn it sideways. So that is an idea for you if you wanted to use it as like a faith hub, like a little faith planner hub. But then I decided that I wanted to actually use it for my goals. So I bought the Moxie Life Companion booklets like 3 years ago, and I never used them, and I'm still going into 2026 not going to use them. I'm going to use the Moxie goal setting method though, but I really wanted to put it in like a different planner, I guess. And what sold me on Moxie Life, I've never used the Moxie Life system. Last year I went with Power Sheets, but so I'm sure that all you planner people can relate. Like, I just love like a matching set. Like, you know what I mean? So like for Moxie Life, they created the color categories in markers and highlighters, and I was just like, that, it's for me, it's for me. And then they have matching stickers, and I'm like, so everything can be coordinated, and I love that. Like, I love when I can color code and have everything coordinated together. So that's what sold me on the Moxie Life system this year. Of course, like I said, last year, or I guess this year, 2025, I was using the Power Sheets. I kind of fell off of it like in August though. But we're going to start again with goal setting and goal planning in the new year. And I wanted to make this weekly duo my goal hub, like my little goal planning journal. So I don't know if you could just see that, but the seal is not sticking. It's sticking to the cover, but everything else is stuck down. So maybe use vinyl stickers on this planner and not the little sticker seals, because it's not wanting to stick. But it's staying in place because it's on this plastic, but whatever. Okay, so what I wanted to do here, I did already put my name sticker down, which I don't think I have them over here. I got these from Mandy Lynn Plans. And it's just like my name script. So I went ahead and put that on here. And then what I wanted to do down here is just put my little Moxie Goals color code. And we're going to use the dot markers for that, because these dot markers also come with a fine tip down here. And I just love that for me. And then the highlighters also do. So the highlighters also have a fine tip down here at the bottom. These are like, I don't know, similar to the mild liners. Because here is a mild liner, and they look exactly the same, and it has the fine tip at the bottom as well. So yeah, we're going to use the dot markers, and I actually want to do this in order of how I wrote out my goals, so give me a second. I guess while we're on the topic of my goal planner, another thing I'm doing to set my goals this year on top of doing the Moxie Life goal planning, oh my goodness, is I'm using, this is his year, a grace-filled guide to setting God-centered goals. This is from the Daily Grace Co. And I'm just kind of working through it and answering the prompts. And then I think at the very end, it gives you the option to set out some more goals, or like, goodness, goals in line with like God's will for you. But I did already fill this out. I put this in a TCMC thing from a couple years ago. And what I did was I just printed off the freebies from Moxie Life's website. They do have these things as freebies, and I glued them into this little journal and answered the prompts and stuff like that. So I did look at my scores. Holy smokes. My best scores so far is work, so YouTube and Etsy, and then my faith. Everything else, like a 0.5, a 0. Oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible. But it's okay. That's what we're here for. So I went ahead and like broke down my goals into monthly, weekly, daily, and yearly things, and just kind of wrote them down in here. So I wanted to follow the order that I did that here. So we started with personal. So I'm just going to put a dot here, and then I'm just going to use this fine tip to write what each color means. Even though I'm not going to forget, because all of the markers that I bought, which is why, again, I wanted to go with the Moxie Life system, is because everything is already color coordinated and labeled for you. But I just want the key in my planner as well. So we have personal, fun and recreation, oh no, kind of went into that other column there, but that's okay. We have work and learning. If you guys are using the Just Scribble Weekly Duo, I would love to know how y'all are using it. Are you using it just like as a normal planner, or are you doing like a specific thing like I am, or like what are you using your planner for? Let me know. I would love to know. I would love some more ideas. Family and relationships. I'm going to put fam and relationships because this is going to be long. Relation. Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to use that third line there on the other column. Health and wellness. These are getting long, but it's fine. I'm going to take this first column all the way down so I don't have as much to put over there. Okay. Health and wellness. And we have, oh, spiritual and personal growth. That's going to be another long one. Okay. Spiritual and personal, ooh, growth. Wow. Okay, I probably should have written the definite or like the meanings in a fine nib pen, but you know, we're here now. I did not do that. So hopefully these next two are very short, and I think they are. Oh, physical environment. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Financial. Financial. And then we have physical environment, which I'm just going to put right here. And it'll fit fine. It'll be perfect. I'm just going to put physical envir. I know what that means. Okay, so I'm going to put this blotter paper just so in case it's not dried down here, but that is how this first page is going to look. It looks super cute. This is the freebie blotter paper that was included in this purchase of the weekly duo from Just Scribble. She included it as a freebie. And then we have this spread here, which I don't think that I'm going to use. A couple of ideas though, if you are using it as a goal planner like I am, which now that I'm thinking of this idea, I might use it as such. Whenever I achieve a goal in one of these categories, I will just take the corresponding dot marker. So say I achieved a financial goal. I had a financial goal of saving $500 in a personal savings account, and I achieved that on February 8th. I'll take my green dot marker and put a dot on February 8th. So then whenever I'm looking at this and I see all the little colored dark markers on the dates corresponding to like what category of goal it is, I'll see what categories I'm doing really well in achieving goals. And then if I don't see a colored dot marker, then maybe I need to prioritize that goal category because I'm neglecting it. So say in April, I'm looking at this and I have every single goal. I have a dot marker for every single goal category except for personal. So I've achieved a goal in at least every single category one time except for a personal goal by April. So it's like, maybe for this month, I need to focus on my personal goals and at least achieving one of those. So I hope that makes sense. So that I can try to like even out how I'm moving in my goals and making sure I am including all areas of my life in my goal process, my goal achieving process. Does that make sense? Holy cannoli, I need a drink. I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say though. And then over here, what do they call this? The perpetual calendar. I am going to put my overall top goal at the top of each month. So only one. So while I am going to be focusing on a couple of different goals a month, I want to have a main goal each month. So say I want to save $500 in the month of January. I want to lose a pound and I want to read one biblical self-help book. Okay, that's three top goals that I want to work on. But what is the one goal? If I achieve nothing else, what is the one goal out of those three that I want to no messing around finish? I'd probably put lose 1 pound. And then the other two, while they're still priorities, it's not as important as the one goal that I'm going to choose on this page whenever I look at it. So that's what I'm going to put at the top. On the bottom, I'm just going to decorate with the washi, which I'm so sad. So Helen released her 2026 collection, I think last month or the month before, and I wasn't like in a place where I could order from her, and so I didn't until today, Black Friday, and her washi, her year-long washi coordination with like the washi sticker, or with the monthly sticker kits that she makes, the little washi strips for the year are sold out, and I didn't know that they sold those out. I thought that those were like made to order. So hopefully those come back in stock, because that is literally what I had the idea to put down here, was the little coordinating monthly washis from Helen is what I wanted to put down here. If not, I can just put like a little cute square of washi I already have, because Lord knows I have a lot of it. And then on the little actual daily perpetual little calendar thing, I had two different ideas here. So the first idea is to put the due date goals, like the goals that have a date. So I want to save $300 by January 31st. So on January 31st, I would put save 300, saved, S-A-V-E-D, saved, because it's due, that's due that day. So saved $300. And then if I achieved it, I could like highlight that day with green, and then I would go back to this page and put the little dot on there as well. So these two calendar are going to work together. And then I wanted to have a spa day sometime in January. I would have to narrow down the date. Like, okay, hubby gets paid on the 15th. He's going to send me to the spa this first weekend after he gets paid. So January 17th, spa day. And then if it happened, I would use the little personal dot marker on the 17th. Yes, it happened. And then I would come over here and put it on the 17th as well. So that was the first idea for this section. Or I could come back and put one small daily goal that I accomplished each day, so that whenever I look at this page, no matter how much, like at the end of the month, like, wow, I really feel like I didn't do anything to work towards my goals this year or this month. My goodness, I'm so tongue twisted. But then I would come here and I'm like, no, okay, actually for my faith goal, I did Bible study on Monday, or on the 1st. Wow, look, on the 2nd, I worked out. On the 3rd, I didn't eat fast food. Wow, on the 4th, I put $50 in savings. On the 5th, I took a hot bath to take care of me. You see what I'm saying? So I like that idea a lot. I think that might be the one that I go for, because personally for me, I always feel like I don't do enough. So I feel like just putting like micro accomplishments on these days, so that whenever I look at this, it's like, wow, I didn't accomplish my number one priority goal, but look at all these micro things that I did that were in alignment with my goals. So I think that's how I'm going to use it. But just two different options here in case you don't like this idea. Maybe you'll like that one. Or maybe while I'm talking and rambling, you're coming up with your own ideas, and I would love for you to tell me what they are in the comments, so that we can all encourage and inspire everyone. We can inspire each other. Maybe my idea is not good, but your idea is good for somebody else, because not everything is going to work the same for everyone. Okay, and then now is a good time. How are my stickers doing? See, this one's starting to pill up now. Please stay. We'll see. We'll see how that's going to work out. But all right, on this page is where I'm going to break down the Moxie goals, which it's perfect because there's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there's 8, and then there's 8 boxes here. So I bought the little sticker book thing for the color coordination whenever I bought the markers from Moxie, because I just love a good color coordination. And it comes with these little symbols that are in line with like their color code. And then it comes with the color coordinated dots, like little sticker, like long stickers, and then little ribbon thingies. It comes with different style boxes, big and small, bigger, another type of sticker labels that are color coordinated. It came like this also. I don't know why this particular sticker sheet was all like, it was mangled. But I didn't want to waste their time by reaching out to them, so it's whatever. I'll still use it. But on this sheet is where I'm going to break down my goals. So it's kind of like I already kind of broke them out into this book, how I broke them out into monthly, weekly, daily, and yearly. But what I'm going to do here is probably just put like the overall goal. So for financial, I have a whole lot of financial goals, but my overall financial goal for the coming year is to save more than I spend, one, and then stop overdrafting my account. So I would put this sticker right here to color code it, and then with the color coding little marker, I would write financial, and then I'll use these colored dots and put 1 dot, 2 dot for those two main goals. That's how I'm going to use these stickers. And yeah, I'm going to break these down into the goals according to Moxie Life. And then coming over here to start in the quarter. Oh, also, I put TCMC tabs down the side. And then up here to mark off the quarters, these little tabs say 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can easily flip to my quarterly pages if I need to refer to anything. Okay, so for quarter one and all of the quarters, they're going to be in the same layout as this. Unless something doesn't work for me and I realize it doesn't work in quarter one, then I'll alter it in quarter two. But what I plan on doing is doing a bubble map for my quarterly goals to narrow down exactly what I want to work on and achieve in the quarter. And then right here, I will break it down into the top 3 that I'm going to pull from the bubble map. So I'm going to pull 2 or 3, goodness gracious, 3 focuses for quarter one, January through March. And then down here, I was going to section out my Q1 goals and then break it down into the major steps that I need to achieve. So for quarter one, say I want to lose 5 pounds in the first 3 months, okay? So I will write lose 5 pounds, and then how do I do that? Okay, I need to work out at least 5 times a week. I need to make sure I am eating home-cooked meals, no fast food, no sugar, no soda. And so I would just like make a little list of things that I need to do or stop doing to achieve that goal by the end of the quarter. So that's what I'm planning on doing here. And I'm realizing now that there's not really a lot that we're going to be able to actually fill out right now in this moment, because I still got a little bit of stuff to stew over and fully decide and break this down. And I'm still working on my This Is His Year goal setting book. So I still haven't completely set in stone my New Year's goals. And then for the quarter one goals, again, we're going to do the Moxie sections, and I'm going to write what is the 1 or 2 things this quarter that I want to do for each of these goals. And my note here is I was going to kind of replicate the Power Sheets by Cultivate What Matters tending list style, which is how I broke out these goals here, because the tending list style breaks things down into monthly, weekly, daily, and yearly goals. And so I was going to kind of do that, but quarterly. So I wouldn't use yearly, but I would use the break my goals down into the monthly, weekly, daily style, so that whenever I am in the monthly, I can easily refer to this and see exactly what I need to be doing every day, every week, and every month. Does that make sense? I hope so. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied right now, but girl, I'm struggling. Okay, And then for the quarterly tracking spaces, of course, I would use all of the daily habits that I came up with over here, and I would literally write them out. And it also has space for the weekly goals. So I will have my daily and weekly goals tracked here for easy reference and to make sure that I'm hitting them all. And then if I have space down here, I was just going to have some washi deco at the end of all of these. I never came back and figured out what I want to do on this extra little grid sheet right here. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know, or it'll end up just being like deco. And then right here, these are again where I'm going to, oh, actually, light bulb. So since I'm going to use these as the micro accomplishments for each day, then I can take this idea, the due date timelined goals, and that's what's going to go here, which previous Destiny already figured that out. I'm going to list what exactly I want to accomplish in January, February, and March. And then I'll put like a little color-coded, like whatever Moxie color for each category will be here, highlighted here so I can see an overview of it. And then on the days that I am doing my challenges from my Etsy shop, I was just going to take a highlighter, any color, it doesn't really matter, and just highlight over those days. So in the month of January, I am doing my 21 Days to Reign with Jesus challenge. So I would literally highlight the numbers 1 all the way to 21, and then I would make a note over here, a little highlight, which we can go ahead and do that. What color do I want to use though? Is purple? This purple's okay, I think. We can go ahead and I'll show you what I mean. So then I would, and never mind, you can't see that. I guess we'll use turquoise. So I would just make a note so that whenever I look at this, I know what that color is meaning. So we have that there, and then I have this little sticker pouch, zipper pouch with all of the stuff that I'm using for the new year so it doesn't get lost. And so then I would annotate January 1st to the 21st is 21 days to reign with Jesus challenge. Okay. And then I guess I'll just use this highlighter. And then I'm going to highlight that over here. So I'm kind of just gonna eyeball it and hope it's okay. One through 4. 5 through 11. 12 through 18. And 19 to 21. So that's what that's going to look like. That's what this spread is going to look like. I'm going to take this just in case this highlight didn't dry. That's my ideas for that spread. And then we get into the actual monthly overview spread. And over here is, I think I was just going to try to work on my hand lettering and like script and stuff. So I was just going to do like a beautiful verse, piece of scripture over here just for decor, cutesy, you know, and it's also a verse, so like it's powerful. And then up here are going to be the top 3 goals that I want to achieve this month. And then again, like the quarterly overview, it's going to be kind of the same. I'm going to do my key action steps for the goals that I want to achieve. And oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I have the hiccups. And then I'm going to break that down into what I need to do in that month, weekly and daily, in order to achieve these goals up top. Another idea I had, though, if you didn't want to do that, is I was just going to use the little Moxie Life goal category stickers and put that down so I know which goal I'm talking about, and then just do like a small little micro journal. Like, by the end of this month, I want to have done this. Like, finances. By the end of this month, I want to have saved $50. Fitness. By the end of this month, I want to have lost 1 pound. Personal goal. By the end of this month, I want to have done at least one self-care task. Something like that for this spread. But I'm going to be doing the action steps to break down my top 3 goals of the month. And then on the monthly calendar is where I'm going to annotate what goals are due each month. Kind of like how I discussed for, what spread was it? For this spread. So I have a quarterly overview of it, and then I have a month-to-month overview of it. And then I was just going to put a piece of scripture over here and probably washi at the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to take 2 ideas from 2 of my favorite YouTubers. So the first YouTuber that I love to watch is Sarah Plan, and she does a prayer of the month for all of her Plan With Me's. And so I want to do the same thing. I'll probably make my own prayers, but I'm going to put a prayer of the month over here. And then my other favorite YouTuber is Kristen Kramer. You heard me talk about both of these women. I love them both so much. Their planning style, everything, their idea is just chef's kiss. But she has recently started doing a tending list. She was doing it in her Erin Condren planner, but now she is using the Passionate Penny Pincher home planner. But she's still putting the tending list in there. So I want to do that as well on this spread. So I will have my tending list monthly right here, so I can again see the monthly goals, daily goal, or weekly goals, and daily goals, and it'll be like a little habit tracker for me. And then for the first weekly spread is going to be the horizontal layout. So this spread is kind of going to be my plan, more or less. And then this spread over here is going to be what actually happened on the vertical. So every single week I want to sit down and pre-plan out exactly my focus for the day. So on Monday, what is my main priority that I want to focus on as far as achieving my goals? Do I need to post a YouTube video? Do I want to focus on getting a workout in? Do I want to declutter an area of my house? What is the one task a day that I want to focus on and narrow in on? And then right here will be kind of like a little journaling section. How can I display this fruit this week? So it'll probably make sense if I explain what I'm putting at the focus. On the focus spread, I'm going to choose a fruit of the spirit every single week. If you guys have been here for a while, you know that I have been really trying to hone in on cultivating fruit of the spirit and pruning out all the fruit of the world. So I want to choose every single week a fruit of the spirit to work on, gentleness, patience, self-control, kindness, goodness. I want to choose one a week. And then over here, it'll just be like a micro journaling session of how can I display that fruit this week and what scriptures can I stand on this week as I try to grow this fruit in myself. And then over here, I'm going to have my priorities for the week. What do I really want to get done this week? And then I will have action steps over here for any goals that I need to break down. So if there's a goal that I want to lose, I keep going to fitness or losing weight because that's the easiest one to like break down and have it make sense. But you can have action steps for any goal. So I guess I'll change it up just to give you guys like different ideas, I guess. Well, see, it's harder. It's harder to think of it like on the spot. Why y'all putting me on the spot, guys? I want to make 3 Etsy sales this week. Okay, so I'll write 3 Etsy sales and then I'll do bullet points down it. Okay, what's one thing I can do? I can make a TikTok promotional video. I can make a YouTube short promotional video. I can run a sell on Etsy to try to encourage Etsy customers to purchase from me. Those would be action steps. Of course, that goal is more or less completely out of my control because I can't make anybody buy anything from my Etsy shop. So those goals are kind of like, if I don't hit that goal, it's going to be hard, but I don't need to beat myself up about it because like I don't control, other people. But that is still like a way that you could break down a goal like that. And then over here, I would put a little reflection. I could put a reflection at the end of the week, or just like some inspiration, like what inspires me, what motivates you, what is something that you heard or someone told you that really got you fired up. Or you could put a piece of scripture. You can put a scripture here. I have daily goals down here for the week that are going to help me achieve these goals here, as well as my priority goals and bearing the good fruit. Just some habits down here that are going to help me accomplish what I want to accomplish in this week. And then down here, girls, this is a mom sanity corner. I am a mom to a rambunctious 3-year-old and a 9-month-old who is very quickly becoming just as feisty and mobile. He's very mobile now. So these will be things that will help me to reset when I'm feeling overwhelmed, and self-care habits. And they're just going to be a one and done, like, check off. So lock myself in my room for, well, these are kind of hard. Somebody just pulled up into our house. Interesting. So it can be like, take a hot bath when my husband gets home. Put some lotion on your feet. Girl, I'm terrible at that. Floss your teeth. I know that's crazy, but I really enjoy flossing my teeth. And then those are self-care things. And then when I'm feeling overwhelmed, take 5 deep breaths. Read your Bible. Listen to a Kenneth Hagin sermon. So this is down here is going to be like my saving grace whenever I am having a hard time. And then again, like I said, the vertical is going to be where I actually, so this is the goal, like this is the plan, this is what I want to happen in the week. And then this is going to show me what actually happened in the week, because you can plan all you want, but sometimes things that you planned for just don't happen because life happens instead. So over here, I'm going to have some scripture, washi at the bottom, and then I'm going to either break my page into 3 sections, and I'll have a top 1 to do today if nothing else gets done. And then I'll have the schedule of my goal focuses. So this will be like what actually happened in that day and when. And then down at the bottom, what did God teach you today, or how did you do on your goals? Or I could split my page into 8 small categories and try to do one thing a day on that goal. I'm probably not going to do that one, but I had this idea, and so I wanted to share it in case like maybe one of you liked that. But you would essentially just break your page into 8 categories because there's 8 Moxie Life goals. And then you would write one thing to do that day in each category. So you literally worked on every single goal that day. Or, break it into 8 categories and then just write what you did in what categories. And then at the end of the week, you can see, wow, I worked on my personal goal every single day, but my fitness goal, I didn't work on a single time that week. So you could see it like really easily what you did and did not accomplish. But I'm probably going to go with this idea over here. So I'm going to have my top 1. If nothing else happens today, this thing for sure needs to happen. And then I'm going to have a section to write down what else I did in accordance to my goals this day. And then down here, I'm probably going to put what can I do better tomorrow. So I did have what did God teach me today and how did I do on my goals, but I think I want to do how can I do better tomorrow, so that I'm continuing to try to progress and do better and better each day. So that's how the monthly, weekly spreads are going to go. And then at the end, we're going to have the recap page, and I'm going to put my highlight of the month here, my sorry, I was trying to read my handwriting down there. My best performing YouTube video, what was it? And then I'm going to put gratitude here, one thing of gratitude for the month. And then right here is just going to be journaling space to recap for my goals of the month. So I will answer what went well, what surprised me, what habit or goal did I struggle with the most, and one thing I will change going into next month. So all of my monthly spreads are going to go like that. Again, unless I go through the month of January and I really didn't like the way I laid out some things, then I will alter it for the coming month. And then we have at the end of the quarters, we have another like full quarter recap. So I will put my top 3 wins of the quarter, my top 3 accomplishments for the first 3 months of the year. And then I will journal how I changed. So I'll have a growth journaling prompt. How did I change this quarter? And then my major major challenges or barriers that I came across in quarter 1, and how I overcame those challenges, or how I plan to overcome those challenges. And then we will just get started right back in quarter to quarter. So I hope I'm making sense. My goodness, I'm getting tongue-tied over here. I'm so sorry, but I hope that I'm making some sense. And then at the end of the year, we get some journaling spreads. So I have quite a bit of ideas for these spreads. And I broke them down by like sections. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections. So 1 is going to be yearly memory verses. So I will literally write yearly memory verses number 1 through 12 and pre-plan out my verse of the year, so that whenever I'm on the monthly calendar, I'm writing my memory verse here so that I can see it whenever I'm looking at this calendar and be working on memorizing it. I will have a reading log of maybe just like 1 or 2 pages where I will write down the books that I am reading, and then just maybe a quick rating of 5-star, 1-star, and like 1 sentence of how I liked that book. I don't really read a lot of fiction books. I really just read like biblical books. I don't know, and I just enjoy that. Like self-improvement books. I've tried to pick up a couple of fictional books, and I can't, like, I don't know. I don't enjoy it like I used to. I literally enjoy self-help books, like self-improvement, biblical self-improvement books are my jam. So that's all I read. And then I want to have a spread to brainstorm Etsy products, because this is my goals notebook. And so my Etsy store is a goal of mine to continue putting out products on it. So I'll have a spread to brainstorm more faith challenges and Bible study methods and stuff like that. I will have an expanded version of the Mom Sanity Corner from the Horizontal Weekly, where I will plan out things I can do for low energy play with my kids that don't require a lot from me. I can write out some boundaries and reset routines so that whenever I really need a break from my kids, or just like from life, I have something to fall back on and see what I can do. My toddler's about to come down here, so I apologize. He's probably not going to be quiet, but I will do my best to get him to be. 1 second. Okay, and then I have a fruit of the Spirit breakdown, which is where I'm going to write down all of the fruit of the Spirit, what that fruit of the Spirit means to me, how I'll live it out each day, and what I'll do to track it. So that whenever I am coming to my little weekly spreads, if I can find one now, when I'm coming to my weekly spreads and I write down a fruit of the Spirit, I can easily come to this page back here to see what it means to me, how to live it out, and how to track it. And I can further expand on that information in this column here. I will have at the very back, these are kind of not in order, but I'm going to have an end of the year reflection, which will probably be on the very last page of this notebook. Xander, be quiet. And I'm going to write a small little letter to myself. I'm going to write what God did for me in the year of 2026 and what I am still praying and waiting expectantly on. I'm going to have, okay, now back into the like analog stuff that's going to go on. I'll also put a 2027 vision back here. So my goals for 2027. So at the very last page is probably going to be my end of the year reflection. And then the spread before that is going to be my 2027 vision. And it's going to be like, okay, God helped me accomplish all these things in 2026. Now, what is he calling me to do in 2027? That's what this spread is going to be for. I will have 12 months of focus. So kind of like the page with the 12 memory verses and the fruit of the spirit breakdowns. I'm going to label January through December, and I'm going to choose one word each month, and that is the word that I really want to cultivate. So if it's January and I really want to cultivate peace, so that's going to be my word. I'm going to write January and then peace. And then whenever I'm coming into January to film and I see that my word is peace, I'm going to have to think about what that means, and I'm going to have to plan my goals around that word to keep me grounded and rooted and really working towards creating that in my home. Okay. And then I want to make a Becoming Her spread, which is probably going to be a couple of pages for the Becoming Her, because I want to journal who I want to be by the end of 2026. What habits do I want to have instilled in myself? How do I want my character to be by the end of 2026? My energy, my discipline, where do I want my faith maturity to be by the end of 2026, and just my daily lifestyle. What do I want to look like at the end of 2026? And how am I going to reflect Jesus through it all? So those are my plans for the Just Scribble weekly duo planner. I am very excited to get into that. I'm very sorry. I thought that there was going to be more to set up in here and not just me talking to you. But you know, we did two things in here. So I hope that this was like, I don't know, entertaining at the very least. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. Let me know if you got this planner. How are you planning on using it? I'm so excited to get into it. I told you, the seal does not want to stick. Oh my gosh, none of these stickers. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to have to take all these stickers off because I don't want to waste them. I'm going to take them off, I guess, and put them on another planner because they're not sticking on this one. So that's very upsetting. But yeah, if you got this planner for yourself, I would love to know how you're planning on using the dual weeklies. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was quite rambly and I feel like my head was all over the place. I really tried to stay on topic, I swear. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I really appreciate you guys being here. So if you did enjoy this video, give it a like. Consider subscribing if you are not already. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!